I bestowed upon you, wonderful, beautiful people,
That's right.
some homework that took us back to August 28th, 1985, with Dump Matsumoto and Chigusa Nagayo in a hair versus hair match. I am so excited to hear what you guys think. I watched this just before the show. Fucking absolute chaos. I love everything about this. I want to go to HK first because I feel like this is so far not on your radar. How many times did you have to watch this?
How many times did I have to watch it? I only watched it once. I
Okay.
wasn't going back to this.
You didn't fall
Why?
asleep?
Why? No, I was awake the entire time.
Okay.
I was a bit frustrated. No English commentary, which is fine. I made my way through it. But why was she beating up that poor young man? I didn't get that at all. She was beating the shit out of referee. Didn't have a handle on any of this shit. No handle? No handle whatsoever. It was for, and everybody's coming in, everybody's getting pulled out, everybody's coming back in, everybody's getting pulled back out. People are crying. It's a devastating situation. I and you, Double T, who hate women's wrestling, you fucking hate it. And you assigned this. And I like women's wrestling, but I like it to be nice, right? I like nice women's wrestling. I don't need to see bitches getting stabbed in the fucking head and bleeding all over. And it was frustrating, Double T. I don't know why you did this to me. It was like Brundo, you did that shit, right? I don't like to watch that shit. Whatever the fucking match was ultra violent. I don't like to watch that shit. All right. But then you put the ladies, and then she's getting stabbed and in the face. I don't need that. I don't need blood everywhere. That poor lady. I felt bad. And she looked like a little boy. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. If that was part of the hair thing, I don't get it. I'm not sure. Right? Maybe if she did her hair up real nice, she might be attractive. I don't know. But I hated this. I fucking hated this. All right. I don't know which one is worse. It's kind of you want to get sounded, or do you want to get stabbed in the balls with the ice pick with that fucking ultra violent shit that Brendan made me watch. But this was a fucking, at least the commentary could direct me to what's going on, right? That was nice and what Brendan made me watch, even though don't ever fucking do that to me again. You assign this piece of shit, and I don't know what the fuck they're saying. I know nothing that's going on. And at one time, it looked like she's taking a dump on that poor woman, right? I don't know what that pin was, or if it wasn't even a pin, because I couldn't understand what was going on. And then back to the stabbing of the head, and then all the people around the man. I didn't know. I hated it. And then they get that fucking guy in his suit just leaning up against the rope. What the fuck was his problem? He's just leaning up watching this going on. Is he an official? Get your ass in there and do something. Right, and then the shaver, they don't shave her. The scissors are out. The scissors can't be out yet, but I don't know why, because I don't know what the fucking rules are. And then they finally chain her. They chain her, and I thought, all right, well, things might be getting kinky here. They're not. They're not getting kinky. They're shaving the bitch's head. Right?
Hair match.
All the fans are crying, and I don't know why. It's just a fucking haircut. Don't do this to me, Double T. Why getting your haircut is disgracing your family over there? I don't know what's happening.
The Crush Girls were like a staple of All Japan women's wrestling. Like they were big stars, not only for wrestling, but they were like the idol for all the little girls. They were singers. They were performers.
That's another thing I got to ask. She's wearing the red singlet, and on one side it just says sports. It just says sports. What's happening?
She likes sports, bro.
It might have been the other side might have said like Nikon Sports or something like that, or whatever the
Oh my gosh, Double T. You fucked me.
No.
You fucked me, Double T. That's 26 minutes and like 48 seconds that I sat and watched and didn't understand what was happening.
I love that I didn't understand what the fuck was going on.
Oh, yeah, fuck. You wouldn't, KJG.
This was like last week we busted Matt's balls when he sent that video in about assigning his homework, and I was like, what the fuck is this dude making me watch? Like, what the fuck is this dude making me watch? And even up to when I watched it, I was like, all right. You get, like you said, no English commentary, which is fine, but it is what it is. And then like I don't know who either of these women are. Don't know, like never heard of them. And then all of a sudden, like a fucking bat out of hell, it got so fucking bonkers, like out of nowhere. And I don't like people are running in the ring. Like, how are they allowed in the ring? Like, listen, like there's some dude that's protecting like the head, like shaving a Japanese woman's hair is so like this was so chaotic, so bonkers, so fucking insane that I actually have to thank you, Matt, for allowing me to watch something that in 1985, by the way.
You keep that in mind when I assign homework.
Like 1985, like I had no idea what year this could have been from, but like 1985 was just like blew my mind and how much like there's like people are fighting on the outside. Like there's some fucking Ken Patera lookalike woman and like.
Do you know who that KJG? Do you know who that is?
Who?
Bertha Faye.
Get out of here.
Monster Ripper herself.
Monster Ripper.
Yeah.
You know who else was in Dump Matsumoto's corner?
A very young Bull Nakano.
Yeah. Brundo, I'll let you say your piece.
No, this was insane. But I mean, I watched the what was it? The Queen of
Queen of the Villains.
Queen of the Villains. So I kind of knew what this was coming into it. But this was even more nuts than I remembered. This was it felt like Dump Matsumoto was like New Jack or something like that, and the match was refereed by Rick Knox. And like the referee is like I don't know. He shouldn't even been there. But I mean, after all the fact, I did enjoy it, but
that wasn't Red Shoes
it's one of those
either.
matches like I don't even know what
guy?
to think after I watched it. The post match was worth it though, with a lot of emotion in that one, all the people crying and everything.
Oh yeah, the crying is wild.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't what I expected because you hear all these like all these classic matches with Lioness, Asuka, and
Yeah, she was there too. She was trying to protect Nagoya.
Yeah, you hear about all these classic matches, and then you see this is like one of the biggest matches, and it's like, cut and stab most of it. But
well, because the All Japan Women this is like what we watched had never happened before in All Japan Women's Wrestling.
Yeah.
Like this match right here, and the Dump Matsumoto character against the Crush Girls and the Villainous Alliance, like this carried All Japan through like a couple of years.
Yeah,
like
after Jackie Sato
huge.
left.
Yeah.
I remember they said.
And I'll tell you this:
brought him back.
This crowd was freaking nuts. Like they were like in tears when the hair was getting cut. They were screaming at the top of their lungs when this action was fired up. It was bonkers, man. Absolutely bonkers.
And did you notice a lot of the crowd was women?
Yeah. I can't. Obviously, it's hard to tell what they were chanting, but for some reason, like in my head, I was like, it kept like feeling that they were chanting CM Punk, but they were.
They were chanting Chigusa.
Chigusa. Yeah.
Tony?
If I was in the crowd for this in 1985, I don't know if I've ever would have watched All Japan Women ever again. And the reason I say this, I don't mind so much that Chigusa lost, right? I get the emotion. I get like the no, why, please don't happen. The fucking referee took everything away from Chigusa the entire time. Took away the scissors, wouldn't let her get in any moves. Every time they were fighting in the ropes, he'd break them up, but let Dump Matsumoto get away with everything from the scissors to the cheating of everybody else running in. Even the times when Lioness Asuka was trying to get involved, they kept stopping her. It just seemed like the entire deck was stacked. There's a stretch in time, like it seemed like every time Chigusa got a move on, Dump Matsumoto was out of the move like 3 seconds later. So you couldn't even get anything established to kind of like cheer for Chigusa in the match again.
So who was supposed to be, or who was the heel and the babyface in this match?
Oh, come on, dude.
The one in the red, right? That was supposed to be the babyface, right?
Yes.
The one that got her
Yeah.
head shaved.
Yeah.
But for a lot of time, it felt like the bigger woman was like she was the babyface.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
No.
Tip HK, next time put the translations on the closed caption. It helps you kind of follow the story a little more.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay.
The translation's not spot on, but you kind of get a little bit of a flavor. And it's like when you watch shows on Netflix that are like in another language. For instance, like watching Squid Game. You can watch Squid Game in English, but you don't get the emotion unless you're watching it in Korean, you know? So that's kind of another thing. But then they're fucking the guy in the suit, by the way, the owner of the company, he came down because it was a big deal. You probably didn't get that, which is fine. But then was he the asshole that kept throwing it in the towel and
Yes.
Chigusa kept throwing it back?
Yes.
Fucking 16 times. And the fucking dumb referee doesn't bother, but then he counts her down for a 10 count after all this other shit that happened. It's like, what in the fuck?
Yeah, the fucking referee, Asian Hector Guerrero.
No, I think he was really Mexican, dude.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah, he
Mexican
was.
referee.
He was like
Yeah.
completely like, yeah. He was a fucking pendejo for sure.
I really think it was just uncharted territories, and nobody knew what the fuck to do.
But yeah, but it was nuts. Like I'm telling you, like if I was a fan, I don't know if I would have been able to go back and watch that again because I feel like they just purposely fucked over the good girls. Like they seriously did.
And part of me like couldn't even tell like when the match actually ended because like
Yeah.
Yeah.
they were like still like fighting and like there was like a chair. I think there was a chair at some point. And, like they're still like back fisting, and I was just like, whoa.
No,
Like,
they got
what's-
that toilet paper dispenser. I got in the ring.
Yeah,
That was Chigusa's only real hope spot when she was beating everybody up outside the ring. That was the only moment where it was like, okay, she's in this. Otherwise, she was just a fucking ragdoll.
And then they had to you notice when they had all those people help gig her when she was outside, she was on the ring apron after the garbage can spot, and they kept cutting away, and the dude was trying to blade for her.
Yeah.
yeah.
And the funny thing was the whole backstory is that Chigusa and Dump, like they were like good friends again at this point. Because for a while they didn't get along because of what happened when they were training early on, right? Like Dump thought that Chigusa like stuck it to her, wasn't her friend anymore.
I'll take your word for it.
No, I mean like you don't get that because that was all behind the scenes
Yeah.
from the documentary. But like they were actually closer than Linus and Chigusa were at this point, if I remember the story correctly.
They were roommates, right? I believe for a long
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
You know, I fucking love this. It's just chaos. It's
For the chaos, it was great. For
Yeah.
like trying to tell a story, I was like, fucking pump the brakes on this shit. It was rough. Like I don't care. Make Chigusa lose. Like cost her her hair if you want to bring the crowd down. But my God, like you gotta give them a little bit more of a fucking hope spot than putting her in a fucking Boston Crab and then she's out of it in 2 seconds. It's like, come on.
I think, and I could be wrong, I'd have to do my research, but I think like one of the Crush Girls losing their hair like was such a foreign concept.
Oh yeah.
To
Yeah.
the fan base.
I guarantee you none of the girls in there would have fucking ever expected that finish. No
And,
way.
and it's funny too because like obviously like not watching this type of stuff back in the 80s and in the early 90s, every time I've ever seen a hair versus hair match, the bad guy, the heel loses. This
Well,
is
the-
like
Yeah, the only other time was when Jerry Lawler lost the cage match, and they were
Oh,
going to cut his
yeah.
hair, and there was a fucking riot, and they had everybody, like all the fucking heels were stuck in the cage. They had to fucking clear everybody out. Like that's the only time I remember it being like
There
that fucking crazy.
there was a TNA one, I remember. It's not as crazy,
that
but when,
no, Victoria's
no,
WrestleMania.
Raven lost his hair to, I think it was a match with Vampiro, and Sinister Minister shaved him, and the shears were so sharp, and he just scalps him completely.
Because he wasn't fucking holding the blade right. Like he had the
yeah, and it was like brand new, like right out of the box shears.
And Raven was the good guy.
Yeah, Raven was
Yeah.
a good guy for that one.
They fucked his head
Oh
up,
my
dude.
God.
I shaved Petey Brown's hair. Just throwing that out there.
Well, Petey Brown's a fucking heel anyway.
This was
They,
bonkers.
they ran this match back a year later, and Nagoya won.
Well, she had to at that point, right?
Yeah.
In between Dump Matsumoto's very short-lived run in the WWF,
Yep.
where her and Bull Nakano were a tag team, the Japanese Devils.
Yep. I've seen that footage. That's crazy
she
shit.
got to work on
Yeah.
her sharpshooter game.
Yeah.
I fucking love this. I love the.
So, but let me ask you another question. In the documentary, they made it seem like when Dump was like hiding under the mask, like that Chigusa actually attacked like the fake Dump, and then the real Dump fucking got her from behind. That didn't happen here, right?
No, the drama. It's not a documentary.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean.
The TV show they take some liberties in the
The
story.
retelling, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But like, what was the point of Dump being under a mask for this thing? Like,
because
what?
I think it's mind games. The idea, from us, we're watching, but when you're in the back of that fucking auditorium and you see someone come out holding the villainous alliance flag, looking just like Dump, you don't realize until she gets in the ring that that's not Dump, and then she does the old Sakuraba gimmick or I guess it was her gimmick, where she takes off the mask to reveal it's her. I don't know. Look, 1985. This was way ahead of its fucking time in Japan, especially with the woman, and this fucking saved AJW.
Oh, it did, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, if I was a little girl in this crowd, I would have fucking lost my shit. I don't think I would have ever fucking watched it again. I wouldn't want to see Dump murdering people, dude.
I mean, what happened? When fucking Earthquake squashed Hogan, we kept fucking watching.
Yeah.
And Jake and Damien.
Yeah,
Hogan wasn't stabbed in the head. Hogan didn't have his fucking head shaved. This was traumatic, dude.
Hogan got his mustache shaved.
I can't imagine how many
got his
little
hair.
girls in Japan fucking had to go into therapy. This was fucking nuts, though.
This drew fucking ratings, though. Like, TV was through the fucking roof for them.
I understand.
And they capitalized. Fucking Lioness Asuka was huge part of this. Jaguar. What's her fucking nuts?
Toyota, right?
Yeah, Toyota. She came out of this class.
No, really? Wasn't it Jaguar Toyota?
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Bull Nakano's here.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Who else was here?
Monster Ripper, but she was a big star before that.
Yeah. God damn it. Oh, what's her fucking name?
Not Hokuto wasn't there, right? I don't think yet.
No.
She was a little later.
God damn it.
Come on, HK. Give me a Japanese woman's name.
That's Wanta Slaba Mainabi.
That old gag.
You're telling me that old gag.
Aja Khan. Aja Khan was here.
Yeah.
Oh, back when she could walk and work. As opposed to that fucking tournament they gave us during the pandemic. Number 7 or 8?
Aja Khan.
Wasn't she in the Rumble? Wasn't she in the Women's Rumble?
Maybe.
Or am I making
I don't
that
think
up?
so. No, you're thinking of Karma, I think.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
the Women's
Awesome
Rumble.
Kong.
Ryu Mizunami. Fucking pulling the ropes and shit.
Oh no, Aja Kong was when AEW started, right? She was with them.
Yeah, she was in the Eliminator tournament.
Yeah, that's right.
In the fucking warehouse with a referee wearing a fucking mask and pads and a fucking body.
And she was in the tag match at Double or Nothing.
Worked a show with Aja Kong like a year and a half ago. She's walking around smoking squares.
Oh, by the way, Chigusa these days, she a pleasantly plump woman.
God bless her.
She likes to eat. Maybe she got one of them rice cookers that Kyle was talking about.
That could be.